What is going on, you beautiful, beautiful people? Welcome back to another video. Today we are going to do what is slowly becoming one of my favorite mods with any car I get, and something I still need to do to the Vibe, or at least do properly. But we are going to be installing an Untitled, I believe I pronounced that right, doubled in. Now this is a entry-level radio that actually has Apple CarPlay. I paid $164 for it on Amazon, so I am really excited to give this a try. Untitled is like one of the best cheap brands there is for a car radio, so I'm actually kind of hopeful that this is going to end up working out really well. And then, as you guys may have seen in my G8 video, we got a license plate rear view camera. Now, I purchased this camera specifically, again, because of two things. One, I really like how it mounts. It's super clean. You don't got to do any modification. You don't got to try to drill it in anywhere or line it up. But all you got to do is literally take out two screws, put it around your plate, and then put it back in. So I just really like that. And this one specifically, I have found is better because it actually has two small set screws. So when you get the camera to the angle you want it at, excuse me, when you get your camera at the angle that you want it at, you tighten those set screws down and it won't move at all. I have one on the Vibe that kind of relied on friction of the camera housing against the frame it's in itself. To stay in place, and over the years that has worn out, so anytime I close the hatch it automatically like kind of droops down, and that sucks to deal with. But let's hop in and installing this and get ourselves some Apple CarPlay doubled in action. Alright guys, so I got the whole dash pulled apart so that I could get the aftermarket radio frame out. Basically the way it works is there's two side panels, and then this face screws in through the sides to connect to them, right through that top hole and bottom hole. And what that does is it allows the compartment for the singled in radio and then the cubby. Now with a doubled in we won't be needing this face at all. So once you remove it, there's these tabs. Hold on, let me move my hand out of the way. There's these tabs on the inside of this. So we're going to take the Dremel and we're going to trim those off, and then this will actually mount to the side of our new doubled in.
Woke up, told myself to push and never stop. I've been stressed out, watching both these hands around the clock. With my eyes wide, trying to get the panorama.
So there's still these little fins on there. I just cut that one flat to with those, and we're gonna make sure that these fins are okay to stay and that we can still attach it to the radio. So we're gonna try that real quick. I wonder how often these universal brackets actually work for somebody. Like, why are they included? So, I'm just gonna take two screws real quick. Get out a Phillips head screwdriver. Turn the radio on its side. Alright guys, I think we're going to end up having to cut those fins off. Yeah, I think so. Because if you take a look, the screwdriver is just the screw is barely deeper than that. So we're just going to trim it all flat as possible.
Getting blurry to me, answers getting lost. So I watch my back and keep it moving to the front. And remember that the world's yours, do it how you want. You've been waiting here for too long, think it's time for you to move on. Realize that there's real lies in these real times to be strong.
I've been waiting all my life, and it was right before my eyes, watching all this time slip by. Now I realize, you know I've been waiting, 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 waiting. But will you wait for me?
My whole life I'm forever grinding, waiting for my time to shine just like a diamond. When life is rough and I ain't with that funny stuff, I use it all as motivation, but it's hard to have the patience. Watching time fly by might be the hardest thing I have to do.
Alright guys, so this is just kind of a quick test fit like I said, but that's how it looks. I actually cut this piece off from the old bezel to fill in the gap that used to be there, and you can tell it's still loose. It'll suck up in a little bit once it's done, but that's pretty much how it ended up looking. There's a little bit of a gap at the bottom, but honestly I'll be okay with that because the angle of this radio would be a lot better. Also, I did end up moving those tabs down to the lower area on this radio. Let me show you. So this is that piece I cut off. It's the thick divider piece between the old singled in, and just kind of slid it in there. I might be able to reattach it. Yeah, it's got screw holes, so I'll reattach it into that top hole, and then it'll sit like that pretty much. This radio did come with a frame, but honestly I don't think I'll need it. We can see what it looks like. I mean, I guess I could put it on there, but oh, whoops, had it backwards. I don't think I'll really need to. Actually, yeah, we'll put that on there because I think it'll fill in that bottom gap a little bit, which would be quite nice. So, and then we can just slide this out. The screws do get a little bit caught on the sides, but it works, just holds it in place better. So that's the final positioning. That's how it looks. Now we're gonna start dealing with that rat's nest of wiring here in a minute. Alright guys, so it is the next morning. I did finish up all the wiring. Unfortunately, all my headret speakers, which I didn't even know I had, are, you know, pretty corroded and bad. And I have yet to tackle the mountain of figuring out which wire relates to which positive and which negative. So whenever I go to replace those, I'm just going to deal with the wiring situation as well, even if I have to rewire the seats and everything. But I absolutely love doing you know, electronic mods because it opens up so many chances for opportunity. So like I said in the beginning of this video, this is actually an Apple CarPlay unit, so you need a USB plug-in. Well, I was able to actually mount the USB in place of the factory cigarette lighter, including the original, you know, like green glowy in the dark looking plastic and the beauty ring. They're actually both removable from the cigarette lighter. You do have to be a little bit careful though, because the ring itself is plastic and then the metal ring is fine, but I did bend it just a little bit in an unnoticeable place, so that worked out pretty good. So this is the factory cigarette lighter, which I will not be reusing. And then my Apple CarPlay will actually just plug in right where it used to be. And then, you know, the radio will be down here and this is the Apple CarPlay wire. So I thought that was pretty cool. And then, like I said, I got the radio harness completely wired in. That wasn't too bad. Just working with the short length of the factory harness was honestly the worst part. So we are about to head to the back and start installing the backup camera. Alright guys, so got the backup camera in and got the cord ran inside. Unfortunately, you're going to end up seeing this cord almost no matter what. But if you just kind of keep it tucked up out of there, it'd be harder to see in general. I guess the best way technically would be to drill a hole and run it straight through the back, through the finish panel into here. But I don't want to do that, and so this way works, and it'll still seal because the seal is healthy enough that the wire will just be squished in as part of the seal. So that's how that is. And then with these inside the trunk now, I am going to use this light to do all the wiring. So I'm going to get figured out which one's the reverse light, steal the power from that, and then we will run the trigger wire and the video wire into the cabin, which, in case you guys didn't already know, this red wire, that is the trigger wire for your radio. When I first installed the backup camera, I did not know what that was, but it runs through this whole strand, same as the video wire. So you wire the one that's going to be back here to a trigger wire, which would be the reverse power light. And then once you're inside the cabin, you wire the other end of it to your radio camera trigger wire. And that means every time you go into reverse, the radio knows to automatically pull it up without any input, which I really wish I would have known in the Vibe, because the Vibe I have to manually select because I did not do a trigger wire. So let's get into this. Alright guys, so knock on wood, I think everything is done. That's the backup camera wire. I gotta get that tucked up. I got this little mic mounted, ran it down through this seal underneath the dashboard, across the driver footwell, back behind there. The antenna is plugged in, although my power antenna is messed up. It won't go up or down, so I need to replace that. I got my nice little Apple CarPlay OEM-like plug set up right here. I'm gonna plug my phone in, which we can do right now. Alright, have my phone plugged in. You will hear the open door buzz, so I apologize. I'll lower the volume of the video right after this so it's a little less annoying, but here we go. Okay, CarPlay. Connecting. Oh, I'm so nervous. Oh, okay. Okay, so now reverse. Hey! Look at that. You can see the focus right there. Pull it back out of reverse. No input required. Just instantly comes up. Oh my god, yes, let's go! Alright, let's take that out. And then I went ahead and I put the little set screws back in for this little top. Alright guys, so everything is done and functioning, so now I can show you exactly what I did. Mounted the license plate frame, ran it, unbolted the plate cover, or plate light cover housing, and ran the wires through there, then simply bolted it back down. There's a seal in there, so that wire is just squished into the seal, so it's not going to get cut or anything. Then I ran them in here, plugged in the power and the audio video cable. Used the red and green wire off of this harness and the black wire The detection wire off of the video plug-in is also wired into the red and green, since that is the power wire for the reverse taillight. So that means every time it goes into reverse, the radio will detect it and automatically show the video. Took the audio video line, ran it around behind the battery, up through this pass-through up here where the battery tie-down will be located when my new one comes in. Then ran it all the way down through there. Once you run it through there, you move the passenger seat forward, pull this carpet out just a little bit, and right back here, right where this plate cover is, right there, you can see where the daylight's coming through. Ran it through there, down behind this panel, which you didn't have to remove. You can just tuck it up underneath the bottom. Remove this door sill trim, and it runs along here and then up into this panel right behind the kicker, up behind the glove box, and then right behind the center console, or not center console, the radio surround, and it plugs into the radio. So super easy. I did it in the way that would require the least amount of disassembly of the interior. Alright, now, so we got all that ran, and then there is this microphone that comes with the radio. It's an external mic, makes the sound a lot better, even has this nice sound filter pot on it. Ran that up behind the hardtop bracket, down through the seal, all the way down here to the dash, and then there's this nice panel gap. I just laid right here on my side and shoved my arm up here, and you can see where the daylight is coming through. Dropped it down in there until my hand could grab it, dropped it, ran it along there. Also, don't mind my steering cover is missing. I have the broken tab issue, trying to work on a way around that, but up around there, it's going to get tucked up behind and zip tied to the rest of the harness wiring that's under here, and then plugs into the radio. And then if we go ahead, turn the key on here, there goes the trunk. Nice self-closed trunk, that's free. Mazda designed it that way. So the radio is now there, and I have my Apple CarPlay plug-in right here. And like I mentioned earlier in the video, you do that by removing the light green plastic ring and black trim surround off of the stock cigarette plug. And then I had to wrap a little bit of electrical tape to make this USB port plug-in a little bit thicker. And then once I got it to a good point, I just slid it into the green thing. Now it'll still rotate a little bit, but that electrical tape is giving it good tension. It could be a wear material. If it ever gets loose, you just pull it out a little bit, put some fresh on, and you should be good to go. So yeah, guys, that's pretty much everything. This is once again an Untitled Apple CarPlay radio, and honestly, I love it. I'd expect it to be really slow or something, but it's not. It's very responsive. The Bluetooth works really good. I have the CarPlay plugged in, so when I clicked Bluetooth music, it actually just brought me back to the CarPlay. But it's got Android Auto. Video, I believe, would be the video feed for the front camera if you decided to install one. You can play music off a USB, an auxiliary, a micro SD. Even comes with an external microphone, but the microphone is right there as well if you didn't want to use the external one. Radio works fine. Well, will once I have a proper antenna that functions. So yeah, that is the new radio setup for the Miata. I hope you guys did enjoy. This is by far becoming one of my most favorite mods when modifying a car. It just brings absolutely any car up to date with today's modern features, and I love it. It's super easy. Honestly, usually most of the work is probably just wiring the aftermarket radio into the speakers, but that wasn't even that bad. I will make sure to drop any forms I'll put screenshots into the video as far as what I use for the radio wiring. Like I said, I didn't figure out the headrest. That's unfortunate, but I will make sure to do that. But if you guys did enjoy, make sure to drop a like, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.